Hey everyone, I'm at the 2026 Seattle Boat Show here at the Boat Country booth, checking out the Stabicraft 1550 Fisher Offshore. This boat may be small, but at just under $47,000, it's likely the lowest cost boat here that's built for Puget Sound and offshore conditions. I'm here with Alex Smith from Boat Country, and he's going to show us why this boat is small but built for big water. All right, Alex, let's take a look.
Sure thing, right. So we've got a 1550 Fisher Offshore model here. We order all of our boats for our stock purposes in the offshore configuration, which is going to have a full windshield, soft top, curtains and sides, as well as the bimini and the rod and radar arch. These come in a large variant of different configurations, but what you're seeing here is what we order for the Pacific Northwest market. So if you're looking at the back of the boat, we normally rig these with a 75 Honda, which is max power for these vessels. Top speed close to 40 miles an hour. Cruising speed between 28 and 30. Fuel economy right around 7.5 to 8 miles per gallon. And we've got an inboard 16-gallon tank, which is also optional. So if you want to run something in a lesser configuration, you can run a tote tank, but we like to run these boats with in-floor fuel because it's super convenient. There's a boarding ladder that you can't see that's parked behind this little set of staircases right here. It mounts right here. So you've got a 2-step boarding ladder to get in and out of the boat. And we've got a full width transom that accommodates quite a few different features. So if we step into the boat, you'll see a few things. So as you can see, we've got 28-inch side heights. So the gunnel height is quite nice, very safe, easy to operate. A lot of parents like that because their kids are going to be safe inside this boat.
And Alex is actually pretty tall, right?
Yeah,
How tall
you
is
gotta
Alex?
take this. I'm 6'6",
All
so
right.
keep
Alex,
that in consideration.
Yeah.
I actually got standing room inside the canvas, which is nice. So if you're tall like me, you're going to have a nice, comfortable boat to stand in. Obviously, you got a fuel input right here, and we've got a full width transom bracket or transom door here. So battery storage, battery switch. You can run a second battery on the starboard port side if you'd like for electric bow mount trolling motor. But the primary reason people buy these boats is because they are unsinkable. You've got a Lifering around the outside, which is actually a chambered pontoon system. There's 3 independently welded and sealed chambered pontoons, and they're foam filled from the factory because any vessel under 20 foot in the United States requires foam flotation. Nice. These also have foam under the floor, which is awesome, and they meet level flotation standards when fully submerged. So if this boat is completely full of water with full gear, 825 pounds of people, it's still going to float. So if you're confident going somewhere, you got to be confident you're coming back, and this boat will do it.
So the foam must make it pretty quiet too, don't it?
It also is, yes, it helps. I mean, these are fully welded aluminum boats, so they're going to be a little bit loud, just like everybody else is. You're sitting up in the front, you're sitting on top of the water, so you're going to get a little slap. But they do have a reverse chine on these boats, so you do have a bit of a soft, pillowy ride. And of course, with the foam flotation, the foam under the floor, a lot of that is taken away. We've got a through-hole pickup on the bottom of this boat, which is nice. Some of these boats do have a live bait tank option, but we also have a deck wash right here, which is awesome. So if you're cleaning fish or if you got things you need to wash down, you just flip a switch of the dash, you're ready to rock and roll. And of course, up front, we've got seating options that vary as well. So if you want, you've got coolers that slide out underneath here that have a nice little seat, or you've got flip down bench seat options. You've got tackle straight and tray and storage options. You can roll this front windshield up to get it out of your way. And of course, the front walks-through windshield is a super popular option because you got access to the bow. So you'll see videos of the guys out there in the water fishing in these boats off the front, casting off the front, pulling an anchor up off the front, running a crab pot off the front. It's awesome.
Wow, that's nice. So do people usually put their anchor rod and everything right there?
Yeah, you might throw your anchor rod and chain up here in the port, up in the front locker. Basically, you're gonna tie off your anchor here and run your rope down below. It's a nice little place to sit if you have a nice warm day, which is kind of fun. Kids like sitting here while they're underway. The wind's blasting in their face. I had a 15 for a while. My boys really enjoy it. You got handrails for the customers. You got somebody's little wooden boat here. And we are primarily a Honda dealer, but we do rig Yamaha as well. And on the Hondas, you got a nice little troll switch built into the control box, which is super helpful. So if you want to troll for salmon, you can just hit a couple of buttons and limit your RPM.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, Stabicraft they think of a lot of things. You know, the back behind this panel is the fuse block for each of the switches. So you've got a blown fuse on your spare or your lights, no problem. Just flip the switch, pull your fuse, replace it, and you're good to go. And then put the cover back on. Easy peasy.
That's really nice with that pop-up windshield. So then even if you're in like pretty heavy water, it'll just flow over the thing when it's nice and closed.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to, you know, a lot of people are going to keep this closed when they're underway.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much to get it up or down. Of course, we've got the canvas off on the front right here because everybody likes to push the door window up and down. But if you snap it in place, it's easy.
Yeah, so on those cold days, you could have a lot of good coverage in here for a 15.5-foot boat. Pretty much fully enclosed with this drop-down curtain in the back too.
That's right. You know, a lot of clients will take these things farther than you might take another 15.5-foot boat. So if you're out there fishing, not only are you stable at rest because of the foam-filled pontoons, but you have confidence in where you're going. One of our customers has 500 hours on his boat in the last 2 years. He's been out far enough to catch albacore in the same day as a salmon. Wow. So, you know, people say, well, who's going out that far? Well, the ones that want to. The ones that are hard enough to go those places will do it. They're ready to rock and roll.
Because what did you say was the top speed again?
We're going to go about 40 miles an hour in this boat to give a light load and a couple of people. You're generally going to cruise at around 28 to 30 miles an hour. I have had, you know, 1,200 plus pounds in a boat like this. Don't do that, but you can. And it'll still hit 34, 35 miles an hour.
That's nice. And then that arch up here has the pull rod holders. That's
right. You got 4 rod holders on the top, so you got plenty of storage for your rod. You got a removable anchor light here as well. So if you are overnighting and you need to put your anchor or your navigation light up there, you can. And of course, if you need to get this guy in the garage, you just snap off all the canvas, pull a pin on either side. You've got a pin back here. And drop the top. And the rod and radar arch will fold down and you get it in your garage, which is sometimes absolutely necessary, especially up here in the Pacific Northwest. You got houses and neighborhoods with HOAs.
And then a lot of people, do they put folding tongues on their trailers?
You can, yeah, of course. If you need to have space requirements or restrictions, this it's not a very heavy boat. It sits on an 1,800 to 2,000 pound capacity trailer. So if you need a swing tongue, that's something we do quite often to get these boats inside of the garage with enough space to close the door.
Wow. And this boat is definitely ready for Puget Sound or even offshore.
Of course.
With all these, you could look at these wide gunnels. You can see this. I mean, this is probably close to 10-inch gunnel width.
Yeah, it's actually almost a little over 10. We've got
over 10, yeah.
Close to 11-inch gunnels.
Yeah.
And it does mean that you have a little bit less interior floor space, but we're talking about safety here.
No, definitely.
In a boat that goes anywhere you need it to go. And we've got people going as far as you'd ever take one of these units.
Yeah.
A lot of these are tenders. I've got a client right now that's going to bought one of our unpainted varieties. He's going to put it on a 76-foot steel hull boat.
Wow.
You know, it's a 7 or 8 knot cruiser, but when you've got a little mini rocket ship as your tender, you take it wherever you want to go. Wow. And Seattle Yachts stopped by yesterday. They're looking at a boat for one of their clients. The guy's tired of rigid inflatables. They pop, they wear out, they deteriorate over time, and this is a fully welded aluminum boat with nothing in it besides foam. You don't have wood, there's no plastics to deteriorate. You've got an indestructible boat that'll take you to places that you want to go and kind of stand the test of time.
It's nice that they also have that diamond plate flooring. That's, again, not gonna...
Yeah, you got wearability.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have a hard time wearing this boat down.
Yeah, they have the wash down hose. So you could, at the end of the day, you could just wash down the floor.
Yep. I mean, this has a nice bilge in the back, so there is a bilge pump, of course. They're not self-bailing. A lot of people ask us that question. These boats aren't self-bailing, but you do have a 16-gallon inboard fuel tank. I actually ran a spare tote tank as well on my boat, so you can increase fuel on these guys as well, which is super awesome. You just have a quick release fuel nipple, and you can get damn near 30 gallons in this thing at a 200-mile range. Wow. So if you want to, you're not filling up for gas. You just go fishing.
I do a lot of salmon fishing with downriggers, with Scotty downriggers, and then pot pullers. Where do people usually mount those?
So we normally through bolt Scotty downrigger brackets right here, sometimes a little further back as well, depending on the client's preference. We do wire these with receptacle breakers with 30 amp fuses.
Oh, nice.
So we through bolt with the backer plate and then plug in our 30 amp Marinco plugs for the Scotties.
Yeah.
And of course, if you take your Scotty puller off, then you can put your pot puller on there. A lot of ace line haulers.
Yeah.
In which case, we'll rate it for 40 amps because those draw a bit more.
And when people are kind of leaning over the side and things like that, how much does this boat tip?
Right. So, because you do have these foam fill pontoons, which are simply chambered pontoons, you have a lot of stability at rest, which means you're not going to be leaning over as much as you would in a standard V-hull or even a boat with a reverse chine, because they're reverse chine and pontoons. You lean over, the boat lifts a bit, but your friend can come by, help you pick up the crab pot, everything's ready to rock and roll.
And you can see, so Alex is 6'6", but even with him being that tall, like the top of the gunnels, still hitting above his knee, kind of between his thigh and his...
yeah, you got to compare this to something like a smoker craft with 24-inch side heights, or a Boston whaler with 16 or even 14-inch side heights. 28-inch side heights is interior side height.
Yeah, this definitely feels safe being in here, because on me it's almost hitting my hip.
Yeah.
I'm only 5'5".
Right.
So it's hitting way up higher. And if I was pulling up crab pots or pulling over that 15-pound downrigger ball, it's definitely feels a lot safer.
Yeah, you can run whatever you want on the side of these. A lot of times people are they're limited in what they can run on their downrigger, 8, 10-pound ball.
Yeah.
I run in 15-pound balls on my 1550 Frontier. No problem at all. Yeah. No side flex. A lot of times you got to have super sturdy brackets on a small 16-foot boat. I mean, we're going to through-put that downrigger right there, and it's locked and ready to rock and roll.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey, thanks a lot, Alex. I appreciate you doing this walkthrough with us.
Of course.
And yeah, it was great seeing the entire boat, and it's definitely ready for Puget Sound and offshore and beyond.
Absolutely. We've got 4 left. I got a zesty yellow boat. As you can see, we got the shiny yellow color.
Yeah, it has great color options.
We also have a white one and 2 dark gray ones, or rather 1 dark gray one and a blue one back in the yard right now. And this boat's priced at $46,500, but we got a couple at $44,500.
Oh, nice.
That's boat, motor, trailer, water ready, no guesswork involved.
Awesome. So if you guys are interested in learning more about Stabicraft, definitely be sure to reach out to Alex Smith over at Boat Country in Everett, Washington. And I'll be giving all his information in the description below.
Very good.
Hey, thanks a lot, Alex.
Have a good day, guys.
Big thanks to Alex Smith for walking us through this boat. At just 15.5 feet, this is one of the smallest boats here that's built for Puget Sound and offshore conditions. And it does it at one of the lowest price points at the show. If you want more information on the 1550 or on any of the other Stabicraft models, you can reach out to Alex at Boat Country. I'll put his contact info down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.